In today's video, I'm going to teach you how you can make a really cool song using your iPad or iPhone. Hey everyone, my name is Jonah Crow. I want to take this chance to welcome you to my channel where we do tech reviews, musician tips, cover videos, and creativity vlogs for anyone in any creative industry. So I'm really blessed to have a studio like this one behind me where I get the chance to work on all kinds of cool music using, in my opinion, pretty high-end gear. But you know, it wasn't always that case for me. I didn't start with this. In fact, let me show you what I started with. I gotta go get it off the shelf. Okay, so this is what I first recorded on. This is a Line 6 backtrack. I got this for Christmas when I think I was like 10 or 11, and I used this to do my first recordings. They were awful. They were terrible. There's literally just like an in and an out 1/4 inch, and then a cheap little, I think it's a condenser microphone. I don't even know if this technically works anymore. It's like cheap plastic. I can't believe this cost $100 back in the day. But that's what I started on. And obviously the audio quality was god awful, but I made it work. And then eventually for Christmas a couple years later, my parents got me the best gift, which was an interface, an actual condenser microphone, and Cakewalk Home Studio 7. Ooh, I miss that software. And I just kept building those skills with what I had and eventually earning money with the skills I had built, not the tech, not the gear, the skills, until I can now afford studios like this. But I know that there's so many people out there who are starting from the bottom because I actually teach a lot of these people, you know? They don't have a lot. Some people don't even have Apple products, you know? People that record with Apple products, even if it's just an iPhone, are really set ahead of people that have, you know, desktops like this, which I use this for video editing. But I use this 2012 MacBook Pro for my recording. They're really set ahead because Apple just is really good for that stuff for some reason. But I digress. So I want to show you in this video how you can make music using nothing but an iPad or iPhone. Now, I'm going to be using my iPad. It's not a fancy iPad. I got this in 2018. It was like, it came with my phone for like an extra $300 or something like that. Not a crazy iPad, and it came loaded with Garageband, which is what we're going to be using today. Garageband comes on most Apple devices when you first get them, including Macs, MacBooks, iPhones, iPads, pretty sure everything but the Apple Watch. If the Apple Watch had Garageband, I'd be really impressed. Something to consider, Apple. And to get the best quality that we can, we're also going to be using an iRig Pro interface. It's very small, and it works super great. It cost, I think this was like 120, 150 bucks. I don't know, there'll be a link to it in the description though. But I got this because I wanted to make mobile recordings, and this has been a lifesaver. I can make professional recordings because it has an XLR and 1/4 inch input, headphone out, it has MIDI out, and it came with all kinds of things. Also, it runs on battery. I actually, one time, I'll show you a video, I recorded a song in a tree. Like, I actually climbed a tree with a guitar and a microphone and my iPad and this. It's really sketchy. It's fine, that's just my life. And I recorded a song. Highly recommend this. But this is it. This is all we're gonna be using. You know, otherwise I'm just gonna use like guitars, guitar cables, basic things that you could have. I'm not even gonna be using my keyboard. So if you have just like basic microphones and a guitar with a 1/4 inch, you can make this work. And even if you don't, even if you literally just have the iPad. Enough rambling about this, let's actually get into it, shall we? Okay, so we have our iPad pulled up, and I want everyone to know that this is completely off the cuff. Like, I didn't plan this out. I posted something on Instagram asking what they thought I should do, but no one responded, so let's check one more time. Nope, no one responded. Thank you, Instagram. You've been great. That's okay, we don't need them. We're gonna make our own. So we're just gonna tap create here, and what this does, this creates a drum loop track. Now, you can also make your own, but you know, the simplest thing is just to create a drum loop track. They're really well done. Put it to the tempo you want, and you can change the style and all that stuff. So we got different styles. These are electronic. Definitely want a acoustic drummer. We're gonna do R&B because that's what I'm feeling today. Curtis, we're going with Curtis. What's our tempo? Tempo is 84. We're gonna go with 90. I don't know why. We're going with 90. Okay, so let's play it and see how it sounds. Okay. And then you can mess with this XY pad, which goes from simple to complex. Gets a little bit more complicated. And then the y-axis is loud, so dynamics, or soft. And you can also create multiple sections by pressing the plus button. So we're gonna add a B section. Okay. And now we just switch to a different section. So we're gonna do, section B is gonna be loud and complex. I'm gonna add some rides. Okay, so let's go back to the B section. So you can go to the A section by sliding left or right. It's pretty cool. All right, so the A section we're gonna make nice and simple. Very cool. Okay, so, and that's how we add a drum track. And we're gonna go to the tracks. For some reason, we already have an electric guitar track ready to go. I'm gonna delete that. And we're gonna press the plus button down here. And you can slide through. You see we got an audio recorder, which we'll use later. Strings, bass, guitar, all MIDI. Of course, world, the drummer, which is what we just used. External, and sound library. Then a manual keyboard, manual drums. And now we're going to add a piano. You click the plus button down here. We've got the keyboard. Just click on that. That's a manual keyboard. All right. I hate that. That sounds awful. So we're going to pick a different one. Let's see. Let's go with, so it's grand piano. I love whirlies. Yes. You know what the craziest thing about this is, I'm not sure if this is the same with iPhones, but on iPads, it's actually still touch sensitive. So you can get... Now obviously it's kind of difficult to play on an iPad, but you learn as you go along. So, let's see. You can also make chords. For those of you who don't know how to play, we have a general chord thing. We'll just use this for now, just because it's fun. So now we need to add this. Now keep in mind this is going to be more of a loop thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure there's a count in. So metronome count in. Okay, there is a count in. Okay, cool. So we got the count in. Here we go. And there you have it. We just recorded a track of piano. Okay, so here's what we got. We have a MIDI track, which is the whirly we just did, and then we have the drums. Now, not bad. Now, one thing that we have to do is we have to quantize. So quantizing is the process of syncing the timing of things, basically. So we're gonna go to settings, quantization, and we're gonna pick a thing. I think we're gonna go with swing. I'm gonna go with 16th swing light. Let's see how it sounds. Let's try nope. See, now what we did there is that actually quantized it too much, so we actually lost some notes. Now what you see when I bring back 16th notes, you can actually even see it in the little track there. I'll zoom in. You can see we're losing notes, so that's why you really want to make sure you have the highest one possible. We're going to go with 30 seconds, see how that sounds. Interesting. We're gonna go with 16th swing light. That seems to be the one that's working best for us. So, okay, so this is what we got so far. Let's say we want to add a bass. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get a bass. So we have our bass, and now we're going to use a 1/4 inch to plug into the iRig Pro. All right. So we're plugged in, getting some signal. It's a little hot though, so we want to turn it down. You want to make sure that the in-out is green, maybe a little yellow. That's a big debate. Okay, now we're gonna add a bass track. So we're gonna go add, we're gonna go to amp and bass. turn on monitoring so you can hear it. Okay, so we're now going to record some bass. So if you don't like a take, then what you can do is press this button up here. Boom, it's gone. It's called the undo button. And it's so important for recording no matter what you're recording on. So let's try it again. All right. And using the bass amp, you can actually mess with all these settings like compression, gain, and what I want to do is I want to make it way smoother. All right, there we go. That's a really nice bass sound, nice and smooth. Okay, good. That'll do for now at least. So now we have a bass. Maybe now we want to add an electric guitar. Things I do for YouTube, I swear. Same process. We're just going to plug in the guitar. Oh yeah, you can hear that beautiful. So right now we're on the bass. So obviously we need to add a guitar track. So we're going to press amp this time. And now we got bass, we're gonna switch it to guitar. Turn on mon. Not too bad. Now one thing you might notice is that my guitar's out of tune, obviously. And what happens if you don't have a tuner? Well, we're over here. In-app tuner, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I say Garageband is one of the best investments that you can get. And it also comes free on pretty much all Apple products. I repeat, free on all Apple products. All right, let's find a sound we like. Like a nice funky clean. Okay, that's interesting. I'm very picky, as you know. Sure, that'll work. And now we're gonna go through the same process. Record. Okay, let's listen back. Okay, so obviously I'm not a huge fan of that tone, so we're going to change this up a smidge. Also, you can add pedals to your signal. So right now we have a compressor. All right, there you go. And one thing you might be noticing, which is what I want to get into next, is there is some reverb in that guitar, but if you look in the pedals, no reverb pedal. If you go to the amp, there is no reverb on. So where is that reverb coming from? Well, this is how we get the real power in our songs. We're going to dive into something that not a lot of Garageband users know about, which are the plugins. Now we want to fix up that reverb a little bit. So what are we going to do? We're going to go back to here. So actually we're going to go to this right here. And this is basically our track channel. And this is where we can fix everything. Okay, so I still hear some reverb, which confuses me. Ah, track reverb. There was the hidden reverb, track reverb. So ladies and gentlemen, if there's a sound that you don't know where it's coming from, check the plugins and EQ. Plugins and EQ, there it is, track reverb. So we want we want that off because we're going to do a different reverb. But what's really nice is the compressor. So we're going to go to compressor. And, you know, like I've talked about in my other videos, compression and EQ is really how you make things shine, no matter what software you're using. So we're going to mess with the compression, but we're actually going to start with the drum channel. So let's add some compression to the drums. There, it's already shining a lot more. Let's do the same with the whirly. The whirly has no compression on it, so that's not good. There you go. Now you feel it's a lot more punchy and powerful. All right, let's go back to the bass. Bass, you need lots of compression on. All right, last, let's work on that guitar a little bit. There we go. So now it's sounding pretty juicy, right? Because we added some compression in there. Now let's talk about EQ a little bit. So you can add EQ, right here, the visual EQ. This is basically a simplified version of what you would find in Logic Pro. It's a 3-band graphic EQ. So let's see. Okay, we're on the bass. So with the bass, we obviously want to emphasize the bass. So we're going to up that. You can even turn on the analyzer, which is going to show you what frequencies you're dealing with. Now one thing you might notice is it's a little loud, it's a little hot. So what we can do, go to settings, we can turn the clip gain down so it's going to distort less. Let's see how that works. Much better, right? Okay, and we don't really need to mess with too many other EQs. Maybe the guitar a little bit. We'll just do a little bit of EQ in that guitar. Oh, it's already EQ'd a little bit. Just want a little sparkle in there. Again, I'm completely freewheeling this, so I apologize for my shoddy mixing skills at this moment. Okay, so we got the EQ down. Now maybe we want to work on some things like reverb. So we're going to actually add some reverb. Now if you want to add an effect that's not already in here, all you have to do is go to Edit, and you can maybe delete one, and you could add one in one of those spots. We have all these different effects. And you can also add more. You can get more from the App Store, which is just wild. This is all on an iPad, people. You can do this on an iPhone. All right, so let's do track echo. See what we can do with track echo. All right, pretty cool. Now let's do some stuff with the whirly. So with the whirly, we probably want to add some reverb. If you ever need to hear just one track, all you gotta do is press the little headphones and it solos. Same with that. That will mute them. We want the whirly to be something that's kind of felt but not as heard. Yeah. Very cool. Now let's say that we want to pan the guitar a little bit. So if we want to pan the guitar, we go back, and look, there's a track pan. Don't forget, you can always go back and you can work on those tones that you have in here. Okay, and let's say you want a really weird synth. We're gonna just get really weird with it. It'll be fun. So we're gonna click plus, go back to that, Alchemy synth. Yeah, and these are the different sounds you can get. Kind of combine them. Change the preset. We want sort of a, let's go to synth. Yikes. Let's try that. I don't know how that's gonna sound. Let's find out. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. That wasn't the right note. Okay, so low-key, I hate that. But let's see if it sounds good with some different sounds. So we're gonna play it. Okay, so we got that. Now maybe we want to keep that idea, but change it up a little bit. One little trick you can do is just to wash it out. Make it sort of a background effect. So we're going to go to Edit. Add. Ooh, let's add a chorus. Okay, now we're going to add a big ol' reverb. Now we gotta go back to the sound, we gotta fix it up a little bit. Doesn't sound. Okay, one thing I also just noticed is that we want the guitar to spread out a little bit more. It's like really dead center. Okay, we're gonna go to Master Effects. Reverb. Ooh, look at all these. Chamber. Actually, we're gonna go back to the guitar amp, because I am a sucker. Okay, and that's the basic gist. Now, if you wanted to, say, add more sections to the song, all you gotta do, don't forget, is swipe right to go to section B. You could add a cool section here. Or you can swipe left, go back. One more thing you can do, I'll teach you, is you can add loops. So look at all these. If you click on this loop button up at the top, there's all these loops, and you can import your own. Let's see, what do we got? So there's like sound effects. Ooh. Let's try this. I don't know what this is going to do, but let's find out. And you just drag it in. All right, real weird, real weird. Let's see if we can find something else to mess with. Let's see. Those audio things. What is this? Let's find out. Let's find out what this will do. Why not? And don't forget, you can also mess with these. You can go to them, add some compression. So I just got that one, added some booty. Can you see? Yeah. All right. So there you have it. Obviously that's not a song I would post, but I was just freewheeling like I said. This is absolutely a means of creating music that you can be proud of. I'm decently proud of this. This was just on the fly with an iPad. And all I used was my iPad, which came with Garageband, and these are all preloaded things. And this little interface with my guitar. And you can also add vocals. Yeah, I'm too lazy to add vocals, but you can. You can sing into this. And that's really all there is to this. There you have it. Now you know how you can create high quality productions using your iPad or iPhone with relatively little gear. All you need to know is how to use the tools at your disposal. Don't forget, I started on this, and you can create with anything that you have. Even if you have nothing but an iPhone with no mic and no interface and no nothing, you can now create this kind of music. It's incredible. So let me know down in the comments what you thought about that. Let me know if you'd like me to make a video without the interface, without any of this fancy stuff. Actually, that'd be kind of fun. I'd like to see what I could do with that. And if you enjoyed this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel where we post content like this on a regular basis. And if you want to help support me and my channel, please consider becoming a Patreon subscriber. Patreon is this really cool service that lets me get close with my fans by creating exclusive content like videos, songs, and even exclusive merch that no one else but these supporters can get their hands on. My tiers start at only $2 a month. They go all the way up to like $35 max, and you can cancel at any time. But either way, my name is Jonah Crow. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Sneeze. Ooh. Okay, I think it's gone. I think.